Papasquatjon, coming at ya. Hopefully my mic is good. I've had comments in the last few weeks that my mic is quiet. It's turned up all the way. I don't know what could be causing that problem. Hopefully it's not too bad for people, but I haven't had a ton of comments. I just wanted to say I've looked at it. I don't know what the issue might be, but everything on my end seems to be telling me it's just fine. So I don't know. I'll continue to dig into it. Maybe somebody has some pointers for me. We're going to listen to The Elixir, the new album from Sewerperson. Just came out a couple of days ago, kind of an early release on the 2nd of November. It officially released on the 3rd of November. Today is the 5th of November. Remember, the 5th of November. Isn't that the gunpowder plot, blah, 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 Guy Fawkes Day? That's it. I think that's November 5th. Anyway, got nothing to do with the video. Sewerperson, love his stuff, emo artist, probably not fair to pigeonhole him like that. He's definitely alternative rock, alternative rap, maybe even touches of some folk, maybe. I love his stuff, absolutely love his stuff. He's got an amazing voice, and let's just get into it. So the Elixir, yep, came out November 3rd. And we've got the first track. There are 14 tracks on the album. It's just 31 minutes and 42 seconds long. So with depending on how much I talk, it might be about an hour that we're here. So, you know, buckle up or sit back. Grab yourself something to relax with. And first track. Oh, I should also say this whole album, as far as I know, produced by Nico North. Maybe Sewerperson did some production on it as well. But I think Nico North is the one who did most of the production. If you haven't listened to any of his stuff before, I did like 3 songs in the past few days, probably in the past 4 or 5 days now, from Nico North that he sent to me and was like, hey, people don't really know, like, I'm a producer, yeah, but I also do my own music. And some of it was really cool. You should go check it out if you like what you hear on this album. So let's get into this. The first song on the Elixir is High Priestess. Oh, one other thing that I will mention, if you go right down here in the description of this video, I have included a link to merch that Sewerperson is offering right now, kind of at the release of this album. I don't think he always has this stuff on hand, so if you want any sort of merch from Sewerperson, you want something that says Elixir across the front, it's kind of cool looking. He's got a green version and a white version. There's a link down here, so go pick up some of his merch. I'm sure he would appreciate it. Alright, so here we go. High Priestess is the first song, produced by Nico North, performed by Sewerperson. Let's get into this. It's got to load everything. Ooh. Okay, hold on. I gotta hear that clearly from the beginning. I might turn this up a little bit. Maybe my headphones need to be turned up. Because, yeah, they do. I like the way that sounded. Let's start over again here. Oh, I was on the wrong song. That's weird. Sounds very Disney. Okay, that's interesting. So the beginning of that is the intro is Vincent D'Onofrio, highly modified, but it says a city crumbles and fades. It needs to die before it can be reborn. My guess is that might be from like the Daredevil series, maybe Punisher, maybe something else entirely. I'm not sure. It's an interesting start to a song. Let me tell you, an interesting start to an album. So my guess is he's telling us this is a new phase of his music. Like, the stuff that we expect from him is gone, and now he's being reborn, or his music is being reborn. Interesting. I mean, it makes me wonder that, right? I don't know if that's true, if this is just a sample that they thought sounded good, but I doubt it. So let's keep going. Let's die before it can be reborn.
swallow poison flesh and bone and then it spit me out. These fires singe my body as I slid out of this birth canal. I ripped the cord from out my tongue just like I'm blowing speakers out. Wrapped around delivery doctor strokes before they curse me out. Stem cells in my body charge my powers up, the secrets out. Burned through triage doors with just this acid on secreting out. Pray the pain away just to be slaughtered by a greeting out. This red beneath my shoes ain't even fashion.
Some great wordplay here. The secret's out, burned through triage doors with just some acid. I'm secreting now, I'm not some cretin now. Pray the pain away just to be slaughtered by a Greek now. It sounds better when he's rapping it. Interesting. This definitely comes at you. Like, this is not emo, which is why I said, like, I shouldn't unfairly pigeonhole him like that. This is him being reborn, right? He's talking about being born. These fires singed my body as I slid out of the birth canal. I ripped the cord from out my tongue. Just like I'm blowing speakers out, grab the ground, delivery doctor struggles before they curse me out, stem cells in my blood. Like, he's new. He's that's pretty cool. That's a cool way to start off an album.
Now, pray the pain away just to be slaughtered by a Greek now. This red beneath my shoes ain't even fashion. The breast milk I've been drinking full of sewage, I'm a demon now. Aside co-blutations and security like Gangnam style. You cannot fill my shoes if I could sun you like a hand-me-down. I used to jack my paws to pay attention. Riding around the future in a Fiat, we not touching ground. Rockets in my boots, turn all my shoes into some diamond mouths. Blasted by my bicep, turn my enemies into granite clouds. Breathing powder shells and spit them back out fucking trace around.
Spin a cocoon and wake up a butterfly. City.
Yeah, so he's okay. I can't miss the start of this. Definitely a new phase for him. I'm really interested. Like, if you're not a Sewerperson fan, if you've never heard an album from him before or music from him before, you'd probably go like, oh, that's an interesting little rap song. Like, sure, there's some stuff about rebirth, but you don't really get it, right? Is this Sewerperson? God, I don't even want to say this. Sewerperson 2.0. But it sounds like maybe he's regarding this as like another transition, like from Ninetales to Sewerperson. This is now Sewerperson, the original, to the next phase of Sewerperson. Yeah, I'll keep listening. I mean, I find that interesting. The sex... Jesus, I can't talk. The second song, Betrayal Reserved for a Hero. Oh, the beginning of this is just so good. Just so good. So I'm going to be quiet.
Trace on my skull in this hospital bed. The key to survival is locked in my head. Like by the virus, they wander the streets. The antidote spews from my veins to my sheets. I thought I'd save us from speech to decay. Well, I guess I will at the cost of my grave. Heroes are never subject to the lights. I'm sucked to my life and I'm tossed to the night. Baby, don't you worry, I will make it back home safe. Things don't look the best, but you know me, I'll find another way. Scalpels line.
Love this. The music is so good. The start of it is amazing. It's one of those songs that there was an ad campaign years and years ago. I think it was for like perfume or cologne. It must have been perfume, and it was like, if you want to get someone's attention, whisper. And of course they whispered it. And that's what the start of this song sounds like. Like, people are talking, like you hear a whispered conversation, right? Like, oh, somebody doesn't want me to hear something. And that's what the sound of the beginning of this sounds like, is just very subtle and very, very cool. I love the way it sounds. If he comes in, starts singing, the lyrics are very cool. Tracing my skull in this hospital bed, the key to survival is locked in my head. The key is locked. That's great. Plagued by the virus, they wander the streets. The antidote spews from my veins to my sheets. I mean, really good lyrics. I'm loving this. This is a great song.
The table by my bed next to the air tanks. I rip through my cups and puncture both and take their life away. Struggling out the stretcher, I rip feeders from my airways. You should call your children now since you're all gonna die today. Magma guards my heart, my steps explode, they're blown apart. This is nothing, you could stop my sight, is score, my voice is war. You should learn to step aside, this poison pride just cost your life. I locked you to my bench and crumbling buildings where you hide. Watch, I repeat.
So there we get another mention of the crumbling buildings, the crumbling city. Again, don't know if it's necessarily on purpose, but it's there.
From his face, spare when he's a dead the race. The human expiry date. The planet shall finally heal without you in the way. And I shall remain. Trace on my skull in this hospital bed. The key to survival is locked in my head. Plagued by the virus, they wander the streets. The antidote spews from my veins to my sheets. I thought I'd save us from speech to the cave. Well, I guess I will at the cost of my grave. Heroes are never subject to the lights. I'm sucked to my life and I'm tossed to the night.
Love that. Yeah, so cool, so cool. Let me do something. Okay, sorry, had to jump out for a minute there. Make sure this is right. Yes, it is. Great track. I absolutely love the way this starts. And it's simple, right? Just starts off with simple, cool beat, builds, add stuff quickly. If you're ever making a song and you wonder, like, how should I start this? Do it something like this. Like, the first thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And he adds different instruments, different samples, whatever, very quickly, right? Like, it doesn't take a long time to build up after that slow beat starts, and it just sounds so good. And anything like that always just makes me remember the first time I saw Stop Making Sense, which is being re-released like this week, I think, from Talking Heads, the movie. And if you listen to that album too, it does the same sort of thing where it starts off with and the movie is amazing because it starts off with just him on stage. Why can't I think of the lead singer's name? David Byrne on stage alone with a guitar, and he does the whole first song by himself, and then this next song adds a second person, then a third person, then it's absolutely incredible. And so it builds and builds and builds and builds until you've got this whole band, and you're like, where did this come from? And that's what this song is doing, like in sort of a much smaller scale. And I love that approach to music. This is a great track. This is, I mean, of the two we've listened to so far, this is the one that would win for me. Like, I love this song. I'm downloading this. Let's get on to the next one. That's just a great track. Kidney Shot is the third song. Oh, let's make sure we go to the next song. I've had a kidney stone. Don't get a kidney stone. It's not fun. Kidney stone. Why is this partway through the song? I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's go. Right, going.
Crash glow through the wood floor. You had dropped your halo. Here it's cutthroat. Maybe you should go home to a safe zone where you could unwind. Cause here are where it shows why you think the room's cold. It's from the guilty, the malice of the hungry. Just your stuttered speech will hit you like a gut bleed. It's pain they reminisce at night, their time has been up. But just this anger left inside, they fucked the earth up. This bitch is parked up, fuck it though, she turned up. I keep my shirt tucked on my bed when we burn up. This porch need coffee colored sheets, we doing donuts. It's like the parties just for me whenever I show up. Yeah, and I keep one rolled up in case I gotta smoke up. This shit from Mother Earth, I learned me how to grow drugs. Realize some shit you can't escape, I call it crop dust. I'm trying to make waves, I can't be giving no boat cuts. Plans were proposed, but fate keeps other plans. Of course I would've stayed, but it's late and I am spent. So I'll wait.
So this is interesting. I would have to read through this a lot slower than he's going with the lyrics right here. But this is another song where it sounds like he's almost like taking on the role of a villain, and even his house, his apartment, I don't know, condo, wherever he lives, is a bad place, right? Cracks glow through the wood floor. You had dropped your halo. So already we've got somebody else who's in the space with him, and they shouldn't be there because she dropped her halo, right? I assume it's a she. Here it's cutthroat, baby. You should go home to a safe zone. So it's not safe where they are there, and she's not at her house, right? Where you can unwind, because here are worse shows. Why would you think the room's cold? Why you think the room's cold? It's not from the guilty, the malice of the hungry. Just her stuttered speech will hit you like a gut bleed. This pain, a reminiscent night. Man, lyrics are great. Their time has been up. With just this anger left inside, they fucked the earth up. Yeah, just to be around him. That's the way I take it, right? To be in his space. Maybe that's better. Will mess you up. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be with me. Like, maybe for a little while it's okay, but you don't want to stay. You don't want to stay here. Coffee-colored sheets we do in donuts. It's like the party's just for me whenever I show up. Yeah, and I keep one rolled up in case I gotta smoke. The shit is from Mother Earth. I learned me how to grow drugs. That's such a good joke.
Until I can, but I know I'll see you again. Awake my brain and hands. I think until it cramps. With my scope inside of the sand, I just blow until it jams. I'm feeling like Son of Sam. They gotta cut up both my hands just to keep my shit at bay. Just to feel like they're safe. If they tryna take my spot, well, they gotta take me out of the way.
He has to be eliminated for you to be safe.
Crash glow through the wood floor. You had dropped your halo. Here it's cut though. Maybe you should go home to a safe zone where you could unwind. Cause here are where it shows why you think the room's cold. It's from the guilty, the malice of the hungry. Just your stuttered speech will hit you like a gut bleed. It's pain they reminisce at night, their time has been up. With just this anger left inside, they fucked the earth up.
So I really am liking the production on this. Because it's clear to me that both Sewerperson and Nico North, who's doing the production, are not afraid to leave stuff out. There's not a lot musically going on in the second and third songs. I mean, it sounds great, don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is they're not like layering in a bunch of stuff. They're not like pumping up. They're not creating this wall of sound because it's not needed. And a lot of producers, especially young producers, don't know the beauty that can be created out of simplicity. That just include what you need to have there. Much like a book is benefited by a good editor who knows what to include, it also is benefited by an editor who knows what to leave out, and an artist, the writer, whoever, to what to include and what to leave out. And these last two songs, I mean, great lessons on that. Fantastic. And it gets to the music quickly, right? They don't have like long sections of just music playing. I like when there's something like, even at the end of this, there was a little bit of the guitar and the simple outro, just for whatever, 5, 10, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. It's great. It lets you listen to the music and appreciate it, which is part of the reason why we listen to music, right? Is to hear the music, not just the words. And I think people forget that too. Vegas. You don't sound crazy. I've heard this. This was a song I reacted to previously on the channel. Let's do it. It's track 4, Vegas. You don't sound crazy. Oh, I better get to the right spot on the lyrics too.
show I had in Vegas, I know you would've made it like made. You need sedation, don't fret. You done so crazy, don't fret. You done so crazy, baby. I get just what you thinking. You know that chaos made me. You know that sorrow raised me. Dysfunction could not hit the same when I know you ain't going. It's funny since I show out free by foot when nights are snowing. But I guess I don't deserve the same, at least that's what you showing. You leave when it hit the fan, but show up only when I make motion. I will not just be your Superman because you need a shoulder, but I fall like origami as soon as you say you're coming over. And the box you kicking me when boy gon' hit me like they boulders. And I know you never mean it, but these actions mute the fuck. I had in Vegas, I know you would've made it like made. You need sedation, don't fret.
I don't know if I noticed these lyrics last time. And I haven't gone back to watch, not recently, not since I recorded it, the reaction I did to this song on the channel. But this is a really sweet section of the song. He's talking about kind of like all the care he has for this other person, and how he knows she doesn't mean to be mean when she, this is the lyric, and the rocks you kick at me when bored gonna hit me like they boulders, and I know you never mean it, but these actions mute the vocals. Like it hurts him, right? But he still knows, like, I know you don't mean to do that to me. I know you don't mean to hurt me, and I'm still gonna be here for you. I'm still gonna be that shoulder that you need. He talks about in this chorus, is where this section, this verse. It's really a sweet song. It's very, very nice.
You done so crazy, don't fret. You done so crazy, baby. I get just what you think. You done so crazy. That show I had in Vegas, I know you would've made it like made. You need sedation, don't fret. You done so crazy, don't fret. You done so crazy, baby. I get just what you're thinking. You know that chaos made me. You know that sorrow raised me.
Yeah, great track. Track 5 is Frozen in the Garden. Love it.
Would you sacrifice your knowledge to be blissful? No one in their right mind can say no, but still we grow attached, knowing damn well that we gon' lose it anyways, and that's so. Will you take?
So, the start of this, would you sacrifice your knowledge to be blissful? No one in their right mind could say no. Yeah, that's true. There's an old quote or an old question, I don't know what the hell it is. Would you rather be stupid and happy, or smart and sad? And oh, it would be so nice to be stupid and happy most of the time, because ignorance is bliss, right? That's the other thing. Like, if you don't know anything, like, hey, everything happy until you get killed by something that you didn't know about, right? But then you wouldn't care, because you would have just been happy the whole time. Great opening to a song. I mean, lets you know right off the bat where his head's at. I say that because it tells me he's not happy. He's not blissful. He thinks too much. His brain is always going. He considers everything. He worries about stuff. He wonders, wow, this is going to go, how that is going to go. I mean, that is part of what makes him so attractive to me as an artist, is I think his brain and my brain work very similarly. And if you are a fan of his music, you probably understand that too. And you are probably not blissful. Sorry.
Would you sacrifice your knowledge to be blissful? No one in their right mind can say no, but still we grow attached, knowing damn well that we gon' lose it anyways, and that's so. Will you take time to fit me in your schedule while we navigate our send up for the anthrax. Only text conversations keep regrets stacked. But only phone calls let you hear the voice cracks. And only FaceTimes catch you holding tears back. You would pull me out to heaven by the bootstraps. You'll be crazy if you think I would forget that. Everything I pulled from out the fire deep down. It grew a grip on me I never could defeat now.
Beautiful, simple music, just great.
Would you sacrifice your knowledge to be blissful? No one in their right mind could say no. But still we grow attached knowing damn well that we gon' lose it anyways, and that's so. Will you take time to fit me in your schedule while we navigate our way through this limbo? While the leaves of the fall turn to dead snow, I will hold you in its blizzard while we die cold.
Okay, so we can't hear it incredibly well, right? It's a repeat of what we've been hearing previously, but what I think is interesting about this section is it's on the production side again. This is Nico North probably. The skipping, the stuttering of what's going on here. You can see it in the lyrics if you can see up here. Be blissful, bliss, blah, blah, blah. He's stuttering it and repeating it, and I find that really interesting because I listen to a lot of, well, not a lot, a fair amount of like glitch and hyperpop, and that is something that is happening a lot more frequently, of like cutting words off or stuttering them, kind of having a little bit of a glitchiness to them, right? And I find it interesting that it's sort of sneaking its way in here, and I think that's probably because the two of them, Nico North and Sewerperson, are probably fans of that, and they're like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to like introduce into this and to do something different with the lyrics, to play with our own lyrics like a lot of people play with other samples, right? It's very cool. Another great track. The next song, so that was song 5. Song 6 is You're So Cope. Cope? You're so cope? Is that a slang term I'm not aware of? I'm old. Let's check it out. You're So Cope. Nice sound. The beginnings of these songs are great.
Wave boys.
Dropping this bitch like noob, my diamonds so sick they covered in puke. Tight around me like noose, sure I'll stamp on me like noose. I got a bag in this bitch you broke. I got a weather, it's raining for show. Typhoon, posted in Montreal, sat in the smoke. Pass you the blunt, you definitely choke. Nah, definitely don't. My bitch would do something definitely cold. You hate on me, that shit definitely cold. Hit up this bitch, she definitely so. I'm not trying to put my pain on here, this who I am. I can hit this beat 20 times, I'ma hit it again. Big box sitting in here, she mean like 30 friends. Right neighborhood, swear on the list how much my name is in West Mint. I see you stressed out like you sad. Should've put her aside, relax. All of this Lizzie as big as a bag. Listen to shit, I'm not even mad. How does it feel to be free of the past? I'm behind all the fumes when I gas.
This drum in the background is just so, again, excellent track. I'm really enjoying this.
Give you all the time, shit, you just gotta be mine. It's okay, just say the words. Shit, I guess it changed your whole life. Fuck it, let's get it going tonight. I'm coming by the intent, be outside. Swear to God, I'ma open her eyes. Switch my reds, now I'm finally blowing strong. And I rolled up this cookie in her 2 like Cinnabons. She always gotta go as soon as we finally get it on. Lately it feels like me, myself, and I don't get along. Dropping this bitch like noob, my diamonds so sick they covered in puke. Tight around me like noose, swear stamp on me like noose. I got a bag in this bitch you broke. I got a weather, it's raining for show. Typhoon, posted in Montreal, sat in the smoke. Pass you the blunt, you definitely choke. Nah, definitely don't. My bitch should do something definitely cold. You hate on me, that shit definitely cold. Hit up this bitch, she definitely so. I'm not trying to put my pain on here, this who I am. I can hit this beat 20 times, I'ma hit it again.
Oh yeah. Great and see how little of it there is. Like, they don't let it play for 10, 20 seconds. Well, 10 seconds. They don't let it play for half a minute, a minute. They get the point across of what the music's going to sound like. And yeah, it's really nice. What is this song? You're so cope. But it's not really about you, right? Driving this bitch like nuke. My diamond's so sick they covered in puke. Blech. Love that lyric. Tied around me like a noose. Sewer. Excuse me. Sewer. I'll stand by me like a noose. Me like noose? Got this. I got a bag in this bitch you broke. I get her wetter. It's raining for show. Typhoon. Posted in Montreal. Sit in the smoke. Yeah, he's super cool. Hit up this bitch you definitely so. Same thing. Repeated. Yeah, I'll have to read through this better. I mean, it's basically about like how cool he is and how hot he is, and it's probably got something else going on here. I don't know. It's just a good song. Sounds good. I mean, I like it. I can't really talk too much about what it's really about. So let's just skip to the next song. Jonestown, featuring Vict Molina. I don't know who Vict Molina is. Let's see if there's not much to say as per usual. Come on, Vict. Vict Molina, maybe Victoria? We'll go by Vict. Let's see what this is like. 3 minutes 20 seconds. Vict Molina and Sewerperson. So I'm going to start this over because I want to read those lyrics to you. So this is Vict Molina at the intro. This is a cry for help. Whoever's listening, I'm begging you, please take a step back. That's what she's singing here at the very beginning. It's very quiet.
Maybe I fake it, maybe I'm really ass. Drunk calls faded, I don't even try to text. Fully committed, I don't even know the half of it. Drug addict, I should stayed in class. Good night to me is one where I came out crash. But I don't get no help, I'm focused on getting it mess. We got these me signs, I'm focused on blowing a stop. Fuck it, wrong. When God takes where I focus on getting it back. Way too soon, and we all bleed, so what's the difference between me and you? Maybe I tired, maybe I walking away, what into? Really I'm so self-conscious, I'm working this job I do. Maybe I'm mad at the world, but fuck it, I gotta keep my cool. People I know live so much different than what I learned in school. I gotta keep receipts for taxes, they gotta keep a tool. I wish we all had similar starts, I wonder what choices change. Life like starting a game of chess, it luck on rearrange. We were born in the pain, the cards may change, but it's all the same. We were programmed to think, but these odds might just kill your brain. How the fuck pure thought forms like love get used as words in vain? You get fucked up while people pray, so top ass is the same for us. It's nonsensical. Yeah. Take a step back.
So I gotta pause there. There's a lot of stuff in this first verse. And really what he's talking about is like all the stuff that I learned growing up just did not serve me well. I mean, that's what I get out of it. And it upsets him. Like, he's mad at the world. I'm mad at the world, but I gotta keep my cool. People I know live so much different than what I learned in school. I gotta keep receipts for taxes. They gotta keep a tool. I don't know what that means. They gotta keep a tool. I wish we all had similar starts. I wonder what choices changed. Life like starting a game of chess that luck gonna rearrange. I mean, this is basically like the frustrations with life for anybody, right? Like, everybody starts somewhere, and it's not fair. It's not fair. I mean, it's it's the quote that all parents say to their kids ever, like, whoever told you life was going to be fair, it's not. And I think that offends people with a strong sense of right and wrong, of justice versus injustice, and just the fact that, I mean, at least, well, he's in Canada, but Canada, America, we're supposed to try and even out some of those discrepancies in how people start. That is how we find the people that are meant to do certain things, right? I mean, just think about whatever, to pick anybody who's a genius at something, and the likelihood of how many more geniuses at something we haven't found because they weren't born in a time, in a place with the resources to get access to whatever they were going to be a genius at. What if Tupac hadn't had access to music and couldn't have made what he made? I mean, same thing with any artist that becomes huge and has an actual message to get across, right? Like, they could have never been exposed to music at the right time in their life. And certainly in the U.S., like, we don't put a big concentration on music, especially in places like school where we give education, right? Music is seen as, that's art, something else that people can do with their time. We need to concentrate on math and science and STEM, right? This is really good. Like, love gets used as words in vain. You get fucked up while people pray. Still time passes the same for us. Everybody gets the same amount of time. It passes the same. It's nonsensical, yeah. Good stuff in this. Let's go to verse 2.
I'm toxic, I'm fucked up, I'm certain that my luck's up. I was still through this drama, don't sweat it, I skip the sauna. Rolling up, it's marijuana, near my face is ganja. She draped Dolce and Gabbana, money from pain gets spent up. 8 bars lane, I dress her, I don't gotta try to impress her. Rap shit leave me fed up, I'm sick trying to get my bread up. Still refuse to let up, people I know got lit up. People I know turn veggie, but these people I know resent me. I got regrets and plenty, this is where God has sent me. Ellie, I know you got me, baby, you the only one who accept me. Looking past all my faults, every single time you call, I get a break from it all, but still I'm thinking like, baby, I fake it, maybe I'm really ass. Drunk calls faded, I don't even try to text. Fully committed, I don't even know the half of it. Drug addict, I should stayed in class. Good night to me is one where I came out crash. I don't get no help, I'm focused on getting it mess. We got beats, me signs, I'm focused on blowing a stop. Fuck it, wrong. When God takes where I focus on getting it back. Way too soon.
Wait, boys.
Yeah, great stuff. Mentions Allie in here a couple of times, and I assume this is a new girlfriend, and that's cool. And he where's the, yeah, here we go. Love the line, money from pain gets spent up. So the money that he makes off of the pain that he puts into his music, and that's what they end up spending. So, like, they're spending pain. It's interesting. 8 balls laying on dressers. I don't gotta try to impress her. Rap shit leave me fed up. I'm sick trying to get my bread up. So he's tired of the game, right? But I refuse to let up. People I know got lit up. People I know turned veggie, but these people I know, they resent me. He's still not going to stop making his music. Good. Don't stop making your music, because it's awesome. What's the next song? It's called The Mid-Year Interlude. And, in fact, this is the middle song of the album. Let's get into it. Mid-Year Interlude.
Teflon of your soul. Memories retracted from the night. Come and getting home. Take me back to February, baby. I can feel the cold. June just breaks my spirit. Lately, I guess I'm just getting.
Love the beat in this. I mean, it really just sounds. This is a song I could just play in the background. It would just be perfect to have on.
Oh, fuck these three inventions you keep pushing. I would rather mold dirt seeps in my pores as April weather starts to melt the snow. Parking lot full of empty cans serve the purpose of youthful ignorance. Still I crave that cradle of innocence as my problems drown me in this wet cement. 1942, she needed so strong. And I can wait in bed and keep the lights on, so you know the pointer could burn right through the Teflon of your soul. Memories retracted.
So he mentions 1942, and it makes me think of the year, but I think it might be an address. Like the address of a building or something, because it doesn't make sense as a year. 1942, she needed so strong, and I can wait in bed and keep the lights on, so you know the pawner could burn right through the Teflon. I don't know what that means. Of your soul, the Teflon of your soul. Memories retracted from the night come. We're getting home. I had no idea.
From the night come and getting home. Take me back to February, baby. I can feel the cold. June just breaks my spirit. Lately, I guess I'm just getting old. Fuck these three inventions you keep pushing. I would rather mold dirt seeps in my pores as April weather starts to melt the snow.
Yeah, I do like the sound of that one. Don't have a lot to say because I don't understand it. I think it's, like I said, I think 1942 is an address, not a year. But then he's talking about months in a year, so I don't know. Winter's Gonna Eat Us Alive is the next track. What's the other song I listened to on this? Nest of the Night Owls, that's it. Winter's Gonna Eat Us Alive. Let's check this out. Let's go.
A quick assessment of any plan out of town looks like just another lonely ride home to her. The pretty white lights hang from the veranda and they light up faces that slur out the words. This year felt so long, but somehow we all have survived. If next year is this hard.
This sounds very alt-rock to me, just this beat. I really like this first verse. A quick assessment of any plan out of town looks just like another lonely ride home to her. So like he's got to head out of town. I assume this is what it's about, right? He's got to head out of town, and all she knows is she has to take him to the airport to fly away, and she has to drive home alone. And then the pretty white lights hang from the veranda and they light up faces that slur out the words. Like, doesn't matter what's being said, it's just and this beat just sounds so alt-rock to me. It's good. It just is. It's so cool to see so many different styles from this guy.
So long, but somehow we all have survived. If next year is this hard, then fuck, I think I'd rather die. So let's relive and regret, cause there's a year's worth of it and we only got time. But if it took us this long to recover, then winter's gonna eat us alive. Nah, 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 nah.
Great song. Could absolutely hear this in a movie. So reminds me of like a movie like, right, There's Something About Mary, that sort of thing. And I know that had a very specific, like the guy sitting in the tree, I forget who the artist was who plays the music in that, but this could be in like a fun, cool movie. It's just sounds great.
Na 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 na. Winter's gonna eat us alive. The empty roads of the ocean's coast provide shelter for her spent weary bones. In attic suites when you're all alone, will you remain headstrong or will you long for home? I'd like to think that by spring we're fine, but winter's gonna eat us alive. is gonna eat us alive. This year felt so long, but somehow we all have survived. If next year is this hard, then fuck, I think I'd rather die.
Love the end of that song. So that's just really fun to have that little bit of energy injected into that. So this is one of those songs that I listen to and I go, oh man, I hope he's doing okay. And I think this is just him getting the frustrations out, right? Like this is just him like, oh fuck, this year has been so hard and I just need to bitch about it, right? And I hope it's not actual frustration as to how things are going. I mean at one time, right? Like I want him to enjoy whatever success he has, but fuck, I know it takes a lot of work to get there. Because I know the guy works, and it's funny because I've seen him a lot on social media lately, kind of just being more present, right? Sorry, gotta wipe my nose. Being more present and trying to connect more with people personally. Him appearing, not just his music. And I think that's awesome. But I know that's got to be work for him. I know it's not what he wants to do. He wants to sit and make music. And all that other stuff is just, fuck, it's hard. I understand it. So, I see you. Let's get to the next song. We only have a few songs left. 17 Years is the name of the next song. I really liked, what was the name of this? Winter's Gonna Eat Us Alive. I really like that track. This album is great. And I listened to a B-side from this album. This is one that Nico North sent in. Also, fantastic. Go look back over the last few days of my channel, and you'll see one from Nico North. Oh, shite. I'll look it up here, because it was great. Is this it? No, that's not. That's somebody else. Sorry, I just restarted my computer, so all my stuff is not in the right place anymore. Ah, here we go. Listened to a song the other day. Fine, Thanks for Asking. Oh, great track. Fine, Thanks for Asking. Go find that on my channel and listen to it. It's a B-side from this album, and it is fantastic. Really loved it. 17 Years is the next track.
And also, I think I'm in love with you.
Wait, boys.
20 each, 3 no blank. I'm blue in the cheeks, blowing up blinds. Yeah. I'm going on. Okay, I'm charged up like Drake, no one can starve us. I got my bread up, yeah, she getting fed up. So I got my wires up, yeah, I keep it quiet, I hate being brought up. She tryna flick up, post for the picture, I'm throwing a bird up. Rolling up grass, I'm ripping the turf up, getting mad. Some
good lyrics in the starting paragraph there. The starting, what's it called, verse? Okay, I'm charged up. Like Drake said, no one could starve us. I got my bread up. She's getting fed up. Because I got my walls up and I keep it quiet. I hate being brought up. She trying to flick up. Pose for the picture. I'm throwing the bird up. Sounds great.
Just getting turned up. Got me a bag and I'm blue in 48 hours. I'm getting my parts up. Yeah, I got my word up. Expensive ass restaurant, keep my shirt tucked. I'm a young fuck up. Fucking it up all the way to the Bank of America. I'm the shit on the animal. Of course, me caught up for Canada. I keep my drink in my side of the studio. Shit over replenish. 12 a.m. on the East Coast now. This cold ocean breeze dissipates my clouds. Okay, I'm charged up like Drake. No one can starve us. I got my bread up, yeah, she getting fed up. So I got my wires up, yeah, I keep it quiet, I hate being brought up. She tryna flick up, post for the picture, I'm throwing a bird up. Maybe I burn this bridge we walk, but lately I couldn't help myself. Yeah, I'm on an ashtray belt, lately I couldn't grab myself. Give me a second, hold up, I need a minute to calm myself. I had a vision, I see myself, I was awake just being myself. I love to eat, I surround myself, I need help, you break no bread. Many a left, but family say, I'll make sure you feel the plate. I propose to toss it all I will say. Fuck that getting close, we can't no pay the way. 12 a.m. on the East East Coast now. This cold ocean breeze dissipates my clouds. Okay, don't charge up like Drake said, no one can starve us. I got my bread up, yeah, she getting fed up. Cause I got my wires up, yeah, I keep it quiet, I hate being brought up. She tryna flick up, post with a picture, I'm throwing a bird up.
This is another one I'd have to really read through again to try and get a good sense of what in the hell he's talking about. It's not happy, I can tell you that. 17 years. Why 17 years? 2 in the east, 3 in the blunt. I'm blue in the cheeks, blue in the raunch. Rolling grass up, I'm ripping the turf up. You getting mad, I'm just getting turned up. Got me a bag, I blew it in 48 hours. I'm getting my perks up. Yeah. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be about like 17 years of I don't know. I was gonna say like wasting his time, like being stoned, but that's not I think this is a bunch of weird random details from his life over the course of 17 years, but I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not even gonna try and guess. I mean, it sounded good. It sounded interesting. I'm curious about it. Nest of the Night Owl is another track that I listened to previously, but let's get into it. The 11th track on the album, Nest of the Night Owl. It's like Batman's Batcave, the Nest of the Night Owl.
Because men do not fear swords. They fear monsters. They run from them. By putting one village to the stake, I spare 10 more. Sometimes the world no longer needs a hero. Sometimes what it needs is a monster.
Green leaves in twilight reflect off the moon in the sunshine. The streams bleed through the belt line, which I drink as white wine. Ollie, grip his hand and take mine. The pine trees guide us through the grapevine. Your time spent well is when I waste mine. As planes shift and replace the state lines. The nosebleeds plague us through the daytime. We use vague speech to navigate these landmines. Our teeth retract as we can feel their blood dry. Watch our hearts succumb to curses, all the love dies. Baby, I'd have told you sooner if you wanna know, but I don't trust myself enough to visit you at home. I feed forever on the corpses of the lesser known. I'd have burned myself alive before I let you go. I had to let you free to find your passage on your own. I bite into her brother's neck, it gives like styrofoam. I feed forever on the corpses which you give the go. I dream forever of a life in which I'll never know.
So this is I remember listening to this before, and lots of undead vampire imagery here, feeding off the corpse or feeding off the body, the person, feeding off his girlfriend, his loved one's family. It's interesting. Somebody pointed out he's a big fan of some movie. I don't remember what it was, but it was on when I originally listened to this. And this is a good sounding song. I have no issues with this song whatsoever. It's really pretty good.
Green leaves in twilight reflect off the moon in the sunshine. The streams bleed through the belt line, which I drink as white wine. Ollie, grip his hand and take mine. The pine trees guide us through the grapevine. Your time spent well is when I waste mine. As planes shift and replace the state lines.
More glitchy. Love it. Good track. Like I said, go back and listen to the original version that I listened to, or my original reaction video, because I'm sure I talked a lot more about it. The next track is Beneath Lochmoar. Ooh, it's longer than this allows. Beneath Lochmoar in eternal slumber. Ooh, cool. Okay, so I gotta say, I love the way he's pacing his wording and breaking down the words in this opening section. I absolutely love it. Love the sound of that, too. Okay, so I have to look at the annotations here. Despite mourning as a result of loss, the use of but highlights the fact it's irreversible. Mourning shows desire to change the outcome, which Sewer highlights that the best way to change tragedy is to act beforehand. Cry your family and friends. Wow. The search shows some action was taken right before Sewer mentions that it's cycling over again. This aligns with the theme of the song, which recognizes the repetitive nature of tragedy and societal attitudes towards it, resulting in poor and repetitive outcomes, as it's just naturally came to be accepted as reality, therefore it stays that reality. Ooh, somebody's really listening to the lyrics. Let's back up a little bit and we'll hit play again.
In the morning, girl, where have you been? Call your family and friends, but she's already dead. Thus the search came and went, cycling over again. All these posters of persons they once thought alive have succumbed to the weathering or Bridgewater times. Lost away in this port town, I play slightly high, for the Reaper of Lochmoar is taking their lives. I could feel my heart try and fight the divide. And why was I ever cursed with his plight? 3 floors beneath the shipping room, I indulge in ripping innocence from out of you. 20 names crossed your ink, all I've left is to your sacrifices, not in vain, for it completes the ritual. So what would you have thought if I'd explain how I was saving you? Others felt the pain you're feeling now, and all of them integral. To finish what I started, I will just need tonight. I shall grant you your death before taking my life. Our hearts feed our blood through these runes with this knife, and the image of Lochmoar shall then come alive. Carpets of rain hit the...
Interesting. So he's some killer in a small town, and he's hiding from, not even hiding, like hiding in plain sight. It is pretty cool. Succumb refers to the resistance and reluctance. The weathering is a broad... No. Bridgewater tides is a more subtle but stark way to describe suicide or suicide by jumping. He groups both weathering and Bridgewater tides together, showing how drug abuse could be stepping stones to the path of suicide. Holy moly, somebody's really getting into it here in the comments. He's the Sewerperson. He hides in Lochmoar in plain sight. For example, e.g. That is? No, e.g. is for example. He makes his cause appearance there clear. For the Reaper of Lochmoar has taken their lives. The Reaper of Lochmoar is a metaphor for suicide. Is it? How do we know that? Sewer attributes that to an entity almost like how society overly attributes an identity to broader societal issues like suicide, depression, or drugs, which could overshadow their actual causes. To say the Reaper of Lochmoar has taken their lives is strikingly similar to how people often generally describe suicide and issues relating to it. Also mentions the fact that a place called Lochmoar doesn't exist on any maps upon closer expansion. Coincidental? Just like how we try to make it seem as if there are issues, as if these issues don't exist, and when we take steps to acknowledge them, we give them an often useless identity which overshadows the cause of the problems themselves. Wow, somebody's really going crazy here. I could feel my heart try to stop the divide. Sewer naturally feels inclined to try to fight the divide, he mentions, through his own empathy or compulsion. I could feel my heart try. Contrasting with his logical mind, which also sees it as a curse of a situation to be in. His empathy to fight is likely stems from his unique and nuanced understanding of mental health issues and the results of what often comes with them, i.e. drugs and suicide. The drive to fight likely stems from his empathy and understanding. Yeah, interesting. Somebody's doing at least interesting. I don't know if it's accurate, but it seems very interesting. To me, this sounds like it sounds like a plot to a really cool TV show or movie or something like that. There's somebody who's the Reaper of Lochmoar who's trying to summon up some entity from another world, but that of course is all just another metaphor for what this person in the comments is talking about, the dangers of suicide and dangers of suicide. That's a really stupid thing to say. Suicide is dangerous. I want a t-shirt that says that. Yeah, this is really good.
The back bar cement is now 2 in the morning. Girl, where have you at? Call your family and friends, but she's already dead. Thus the search came in wet, cycling over again. All these posters of persons say what sort of life has succumbed to the weathering or Bridgewater tides. Lost away in this port town, I play slightly hide, for the Reaper of Lochmoar is taking their lives.
Very cool. Yeah, I definitely kind of get what the person in the commentary is talking about. The Reaper of Lochmoar is death, right? Is all the deaths that result from people not being happy and probably taking their own lives, but it's blamed on this other thing. They wouldn't have killed themselves. They were happy. Good song. I mean, great little story song, right? We don't get a lot of those these days, and that's kind of fun. Got to back up through all this stuff that I looked at, all the annotations. Wow, yeah, good song. I like that a lot. Love to hear a good story song. Captain's Log 248. I think I have also listened to this one. I'm not sure. Pretty sure. Skip some ads. Let me look, because I'm fairly certain I've listened to this Captain's Log, right? Yeah, Captain's Log 248, back on October 7th. So if you want to go listen to the original reaction to this, feel free. Let's just go and listen to it. The second to last song on the album. Penultimate song.
Okay.
This is Wave Boys.
Vacuum will suck me in, spit me out a different man. My atoms lay rearranged to project the soul that's born again. Life inside this vessel gets so lonely looking back at Earth. 5 years to a term in outer space aboard a Challenger. Every time I stare into the stars, I feel my stomach hurt. Just tell me you miss me as I float across the universe. To these tubes feeds into my body, stomach purse. Shame the life we live, train 20 years to reach its caliber. Call me Bell, blues like me a raw motion scavenger. Ground control will navigate our course, I'm just a passenger. Nights get cold in this wormhole fall. 20 minutes go by and she's 20 years older. Old voice notes feed my heart pure gold. I'm a century away, but I feel so much closer. With airlock engaged, the world is my stage. Sure, it's crazy fucking work with even how much I'm paid. It takes one wrong move and I'm nailed in my grave. I've been weighing out the piece of it with every blind faith. Yeah. Life inside this vessel gets so lonely looking back at Earth. space aboard a Challenger. Every time I stare into the stars, I feel my stomach hurt. Just tell me you miss me as I float across the universe.
I've waited years. Years. I know it must be. It's 23 years. 4 months, 8 days. I started believing you were coming back.
Wave boys.
Yeah, another cool song and very cinematic again, right? Like or like a TV show, because a lot of space science fiction stuff it reminds me of Star Trek more than Star Wars, right? It's much more hard science, talking about nights get cold in this wormhole fold, 20 minutes go by and she's 20 years old, talking about sort of the decompression of space-time as you travel, not necessarily faster than light, but a good significant speed of light. Time dilation, that's what it's called. I knew there was a thing in there. Interesting. It's good. So anyway, next song is the last song, Long Time Comin', outro. It's only 2 minutes and 5 seconds. I'm listening to this just on my own because I know there's going to be a lot of people who are interested in listening to this too. I wanted to listen to this album. I have many, many other albums to listen to. I apologize for doing this before doing any of the other ones that I have on my list, but I felt good enough to do that this morning. So, because it is 10 o'clock in the morning on the 5th, and I had time. So, if you want to send me something to listen to, please not an album. I have so many albums, and I have ones from a year ago I still have to do, so I feel bad even doing this one. But if you have single songs for me to react to, I do a handful every single day on the channel. CashApp, PayPal, and Patreon are a great way to do that. The information is down below in the description of this video. Patreon is a mere $2 a month, and you can contact me over Patreon, and I will get your music added to the list. Reminder to go down below. I've got a playlist that I put together for music from the channel. It's down in the description as well, as is a link to the merch for Sewerperson's Elixir album. And it's probably not going to be available for long, so go order something up. I'm sure he would appreciate it. Let's get into Long Time Coming, the outro for the Elixir.
I can see Andromeda above me. If you ain't detached, then I must be. I gave you the toolkit to judge me. So how could I be mad at the post fee? If I thought higher of myself, I get a nosebleed. I could shoot her down and still she posts me. Ghosts, they're the only ones to ghost me.
So it's interesting. The start of this is, I mean, really, it sounds very much talking about kind of his view of himself, but then the fact that he's put so much of himself out there that he has given people all of the information they need to judge him accurately. So, I mean, that's what he says. I gave you the toolkit to judge me, so how could I be mad at the post feed? So talking about social media, right? Like when people post things like, oh, Sewerperson's, he's a whiny little bitch or whatever. I don't know what people say about Sewerperson. I don't go look at what the comments are. But like whatever somebody might say about him, he's like, whatever, I can't get mad at it. Like you know everything about me. And then something else here. If I thought higher of myself, I'd get a nosebleed. So he's pretty fine with himself, right? I could shoot her down and still she posts me. Oh, somebody online posts about him. Like I could respond to it. I could be a dick, whatever. Ghost and they're the only ones who ghost me. Yeah, don't worry about what people say about you online. Really, honestly. I like his stuff. Let's go.
Shoot her down and still she posts me. Ghosts, they're the only ones to ghost me. I'm relaxed when I make go, I fuck her slowly. Pour one add up for that mezzanine for all me.
This sounds like such old school hip hop to me, like 2000s hip hop. You know, like the aughts. It's interesting.
Up inside the studio for know me. Turn that stretch into some how the fuck they lose me. I don't know. If you love enough at certain times, you gotta let it go. If you love too much, you second guess it, you will never know. Sorority party girls up in the mix, like they let it snow. I done spent a year in a picture, hell, and I'ma let it show. So maybe on a one, maybe not, it's a winding road. I done took an L like Wheel of Fortune, that's just how it goes. Now I start to wave like knees are tucked, screaming Geronimo. This shit just a product of me skipping plans and staying home. Welcome to the end of the beginning, now we in a rows. I done found a spot that's hard to fit it, like 11 toes. Heel flips and dock shoes away that I've been breaking souls. I protect my vibe like prison bars and castle moats. That's the way it goes. Anything I do this time around, I never take it slow. If she coming round to chop it up, then I'ma send her home. I got work to do, I'm scheduled to get into my zone. Yeah. And that's where I prefer. Free from out the grips of negativity and Lucifer. I done open projects when I feel them there and let it purge. I just at the cost of only me that's ever getting hurt. Yeah.
I gotta check out the annotations on this. It sounds so much like a 2000s era track to me. I also like some of the stuff he's saying here because it kind of returns to the theme of what he was talking about early on, in my opinion, early on in the album. He's talking about, where was it? And that's where I prefer. I gotta back up a little. If she coming around to chop it up, then I'ma send her home. Like, I don't want to have conflict. I got work to do. I'm scheduled to get into my zone. Absolutely. And I mean, if you know anything about creativity, you need to be able to do that. You need time to be able to get into the zone to make your music. And he goes on, he says, and that's where I prefer. Free from out the grips of negativity and Lucifer. I done open projects when I feel I'm there and let it purge. Just like let it all out. All this at the cost of only me, and that's ever getting hurt. Me that's ever getting hurt. So good. I absolutely, man. Do what you need to make your music, and ignore everything else. I think it's more valuable for somebody like Sewerperson to put himself out there than it is valuable for him to pay attention to what is being said about him. Because none of that stuff matters. I mean, my reaction to his music doesn't matter. That's why when I react to music, I very much am clear. Like, this is my opinion. This is not necessarily what he means. What any of the artists I listen to mean. Like, this is just me sitting in a room in Seattle area, listening to music. That's it. And I say words that all the music reminds me of, that the lyrics remind me of. It got nothing to do with them, and I hope I'm right about some of the stuff that I say, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not them. They're the only ones who know, and hopefully you enjoy what I have to say, but I don't know. So let's see here. There's some annotations in here. He mentions a bro at one point. Bro went up inside the studio for New Me. Bro, aforementioned, could be Jay, seen in the dedicated song That's My Brother Jay. Miles talks about supporting Jay and him as a brother, reciprocating that connection. In the first verse he sings, he's seen me, a miles in the present man, I just appreciated presence. When Miles raps about pouring one up for the old man, this refers to the practice of pouring a drink for a dead friend. In respects for their life and accomplishments. Old me, in Miles' context, would be the negative past. Yeah. This likely connects to Jay being in the studio for New Me, a better me, leaving aside the Ninetales persona. I don't even think it's necessarily the Ninetales persona. I think it's also the persona of Sewerperson that he's leaving behind with this album. I think. And then here at the end, there's a long section where what the section I was just talking about, I got work to do, I'm scheduled to get into my zone, and then the outro, that's where I prefer, free from the grips of negativity and Lucifer. And he says, whoever's leaving the content here, the elixir is more boom bap inspired, and this song especially, and has less emotional songs and more storytelling. Sewerperson mentions having work to do and getting into his zone, meaning a shift in his future work approaching his music creation. No, I don't agree with that. I mean, I think there is a shift in his approach to music. I think that's what this album is about. But I think what he's talking about here is, no, I need to, like, I figured out, he knows what he needs to do, right? I need time. I need to not have conflict. I need to not be wound up in myself. I need to be able to relax and get into the zone and make my music. I think that's what he's talking about here. The outro of Long Time Coming mentions Sewerperson's preferred style and continuation of less negativity, even put in comparison to Lucifer. In an interview before the Elixir's release, he went on to clarify the media he consumes will mostly be a main driver to producing art. Yeah, absolutely. I think I watched that interview. Sewerperson generally makes sad songs when he mentions the cost of doing these projects hurting him. He's alluding to where he has also touched on the feeling of creating music for his fans and being negatively impacted from the mind space it takes to make heartfelt art on the Nine Tails track, Miles, where he says, I don't want to read all that. The inclusion of this sample intentionally adds to the motion of a more upbeat and positive trend in Sewerperson's music, singing, "Oh, and by love will bring you higher, bring you there." I think that's probably true. I don't know if he's going to be able to stick to that, like to the positive aspect of it, but I don't think it necessarily means his music is going to be positive. I think the way he approaches it is going to be more positive. Like, he gets to decide how to use the pain and love and feelings and everything that's inside of him, and what he wants to talk about, how he wants to turn that into music. And we get some examples of that on this album, right? With Beneath Lochmoar in Eternal... can't even remember the name of the fucking song because I'm an idiot. Beneath Lochmoar in Eternal Slumber. I thought it was Sleep or something like that. Like, that's a storytelling song, and we know that. Same with Captain's Log 248. He's talking about things in a way that isn't typical for him, right? Some of the songs that are more typical for him are things like 17 Years, Winter's Gonna Eat Us Alive, the Mid-Year Interlude, Jonestown. Like, those are very Sewerperson songs because they're very much about how he is engaging with the world, how he's engaging with his girlfriend or whoever he's seeing at the time, and who he's seen in the past. It's not horrible dredging up of super negative stuff, right? It's like, okay, I got to deal with this songs, which is different. It's very different. It's concentrating on the negative, but in a way of like, how do I get through this, as opposed to, oh my god, I survived that and now I have to relive it in this song. That's very different. That's very, very different to write about. He's made it through that stuff, so talk about the surviving of it and not about the living through it again in your song. Really good album. Really good album. I enjoyed this a lot. I love a couple of those early ones. Betrayal, Reserved for a Hero, and Kidney Shot. Loved the starts of those songs. I did like Jonestown really well. Winter's Gonna Eat Us Alive I thought was great. Yeah, great stuff. I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly did. Sewerperson, Miles, always great. So excited you've got a new album out. I hope it does gangbusters for you. Really, really excited for you. Like I said, go check out, order yourself an Elixir shirt, some merch from him. It's down in the description. And have yourself a good day. I'm gonna go do some stuff. Papasquatjon. Check it out. Please like, subscribe, and share. That's over here. And once again, if you want to send me something, CashApp, PayPal, and Patreon are the ways to do it. It's down in the description of this video. And you got to go there anyway to go to my playlist of songs I've listened to recently and to order some Sewerperson merch. There you go. Bye-bye.